Okay, we're transmitting. We're live. We're in Conroe, Texas. Lake Conroe. We're on the 26M McGregor. We're going fishing. We're going to do a little jib sailing. And I got 2 wires unhooked already. I do have the trolling motor started, but let's make sure it's still started. You have to start it within 15 minutes of, or you have to, it only stays started for 15 minutes, and then you have to activate it or it shuts off. Okay, so let's do a mental checklist here, or just go through the routine. I lower my left side rudder. I don't typically lower the right side unless I really need it, like it's windy or something like that. Motor's down, motor's connected to the steering. Now let's drop the dagger board. Well, that's power's in the way, but we gotta unhook that anyway. Okay. I don't drop it all the way, but pretty close. Okay, that's done. Now we can put the power on the dock. Never want to drop one of these in the water when it's plugged in on the other end. So we'll be a little bit careful. Okay, now I've got this rear line lengthened a little bit. I like it that way when I come in. It's easier to grab with my boat hook. Okay, I'll let that warm up just a speck. And there we go. Should come back in now. Come on, come on. Okay, I think I'm ready. Those lines are unhooked. Pull this guy in a little bit. Are you checking us out here, checkers? Are you the captain today? Okay, now we'll get this. I don't like that hanging out there. Watch out. Oops. Like that. Watch out for the hook. Okay. I think we're ready. I think we're ready, checkers. Okay. No wind today. This is a Freedom Boat Club boats over to my left, to my port side, and there's some more out forward. But these kids come out here. There's usually three kids working, and they're out here early. What time is it anyway? It's 8:30. Wow, not that early. I got up at 7. It took me an hour and a half to get going. That's taking checkers for a walk. It's having coffee, making coffee, drinking coffee. I made a protein with some vitamins this morning because and then get the stream all set up. I worked with 3 different baits. I got 3 poles on the boat. And I'm not like a super good or aggressive fisherman. I'm really just trying to have fun. Now, I have chat on my iPad here, but I should also have it in my ear. Oh, I know something I got to do. I got to go down and turn off the monitor on my... I got a laptop running down there, but... well, I do have it plugged into my inverter, so it'll stay on. So I'm not using up the battery right at the moment. But what I want to do is shut the cover so the laptop monitor is not drawing power. And then I also want to shut the screen off, the second screen, so that's not drawing power. I've got my refrigerator and my trolling motor charger. I've got two 12 volts in series for 24 volts down below to run that trolling motor. And I keep that on the charger just because one of my batteries is bad and or weak or discharges quickly. And I don't want it... sometimes I can't make it all the way back with my trolling motor. Depends on how much I use it. But anyway, look at those, are probably crappies down there. So let's get ready. What I want to do is I want to lower the trolling motor and just anchor it for a second. So I can go down and finish that computer. Okay, I'm going to get a different combo screen on my chart plotter here. So I've got a traditional down view and I've got a side view right now on the chart plotter that you can't see. And then on the other one I've got live scope, which is pointed backwards. And I typically turn it so that I can see the ball of my trolling rig. Okay, so we're locked in here. Let me go fix that computer. Okay. All right, so let's go here. Turn off the sound. Okay, so my earpiece is working, but I want to have Restream Chat up, and then I'll just close the lid. Awesome, something's actually working. Okay, do I need anything else on here? Where's my water? It's out there. Okay, now what I'm gonna do for catfish, I'm trying something new today. I'm just gonna drop this down. Not very far. For now. Oh wow, gotta go further than that. Brand new piece of shit pole holder. Okay, we'll try that. Now we're going to bring this over here. Just going to put that for now. We're just going to put it right there. Now, where's the checkers cam? There we go. Hey, buddy. Okay, so now let's put the trolling motor around my neck. if I can get it around the camera. Nope. And the headset. Okay, so now let's take the lock off. We'll turn the trolling motor. I gotta raise it a little bit so I can see it better. Okay. On it about like so. Then we'll start the prop. Bring it up to about a 3. Now this works pretty good if I'm, that's a woman, I think. Huh. That's interesting. Okay. What I want to do is troll along this floating dock. Okay, so now let's get this out a little more. And then we'll bring this in. And then we'll clip on our, I don't know what this thing is called, a tether, maybe? Okay. Where am I going? Headed towards the buoy. I don't have my spot lock set up and routes and stuff, so I'm a little bit compromised when it comes to running this trolling motor. Okay, so now we got that down about, not very far. Gotta go a little further. Okay, so now let's turn the live scope until we can see the ball. And we're headed for the buoy. Okay, that's looking good. Sorta. Okay, so now let's lower this down to about 8 feet. I usually try to stay 8 to 10 above the water, or the shore, the ground, the bottom. Okay, let's switch to this view. Right there. What was that? Oh, my camera quit already, you motherfucker. Jesus Christ. Okay, we'll go with that view. Why does that keep happening? Okay, we can turn the motor off. Let's try to get the camera back. I think I started it again. How fast are we going? 1.5. That's too fast. I'd like to get down around, go back down to 3.5. It's connecting. Anybody in chat? No. Oh wait, yeah, there is somebody. Somebody selling. Okay. All right. let's crank it a little bit to the right. Okay, I don't know how this guy's doing over here. He's probably not deep enough. Now, autopilot might work this morning because the wind isn't too strong. Okay. Oh, Checkers, I forgot your life jacket. Okay. I'll get it as soon as I go to autopilot, which will be right after we get done trolling this dock. Now, I really should be closer to it, but I'm just a rookie, you know. Looks like I need to be down lower, too. Let's take a sweep in closer. Okay. There's a big fish on its way towards the bait. All right. So these are all liveaboards out here. That one there, right to the starboard side with the green, is there's an older guy that lives in that, and it's pretty rough and pretty small. He's got the green tents, and then in the center he's got an old camper, it looks like. I took a walk out there once. But you know, he probably doesn't have much income, and he could be loving life, you know. I don't know how my camera is. I'm going to raise it just a hair. We're still good on depth. What's that? Why is that beeping? Why? I don't even know what's beeping. Transmitting. You know what? It's kind of weird. I never noticed that this dock's got a bend in it. How fast we go on? 0.58. That's good. That's real good. Now, how straight down is that line? That line's going pretty straight down. I wish I could see that, where that line was. Wind's starting to pick up already. It's a beautiful morning. There's your Checkers cam. Yeah. He's a good boy. So if I catch a fish, see my line is going straight down now. It's going down to the weight, 5-pound weight, and it's clipped with that green clip. if I catch a fish, there are times if the fish is small that it won't pull the string out of that clip, but a bigger fish will pull it out, and then the line, you can see the line going way back instead of almost straight down, and that's how you can tell you got something. This is pretty cool. Now, at half a mile an hour, let me try, my traditional scope doesn't show up very good. It's like a whole bunch of straight lines as if you were stopped. So I'm gonna go home. Then I'm gonna go to sonar, and I'm gonna try clear view for a while. That looks a lot better. And I can see a fish. Depth is good. Nobody's in chat. I'm slowing down though, so I better pick up the speed just a hair. Big bunch of bait fish at the bottom. Yeah, you know, I think I like this clear view better than traditional, at least for this, when I'm going this slow. If I'm going fast, traditional's fine. Fast meaning like a mile and a half per hour. Now I'm going 0.57. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I can't believe I get paid to do this. No, wait, I don't get paid, that's right. Yeah, oh well. But I'm having a hell of a lot more fun than the guys who are getting paid, that's for sure. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to charts, and then I'm going to go to the navigation chart. How come I don't see depth? Okay, I can see depth. Okay, so I see the buoy up ahead of me, and I see the depth. I'm 17 to 15 feet. I'm thinking about making a turn around that buoy up there. Nah, I don't think I will. Okay, so I'm 6 foot off the bottom. We could probably go a little more. Let's go down 2 feet. Right there. Okay. I'm going to do a new view. I'm going to put this. I'm going to go a triple, and then I want to go this guy, and that guy. And that'll be right here. We're going 0.92. So that's a little fast. Now you'd think I would catch something, wouldn't you? I got so that location link. Oh, why so many? God dang. Is there a volume on this thing? I think there is. Okay, so I'm headed. It's deep up there. Why does it? So my directional thing on my chart here is not pointed the right direction. Okay, so I'm going to start turning. I'm not going around the inside of those buoys. I'm going to stay on the outside of them. Now the wind is going to catch my nose here soon. Do kind of a slow turn. I got to get used to turning my head less, only when I need to, and slower for this head cam. Would you agree, chat? Come on, come on. I wish I could see how far that hook is down. I don't want to take this headset off. Finally got it working. Depth is good. I'm going to go a little bit further left, and then I'm going to try the autopilot. There goes he's a guide. He's got 4 or 5 people in there. I've seen him. I talked to him the other day up by the Starbucks where he parks his boat, and he gave me a few tips on trolling. But I've also seen him come in twice now after fishing with a group out there on a, like a charter guide, and oh my God. I counted 18 big fish, and they look like they're striped bass. One time. Okay, so now I'm just about, the wind's coming out of the south, so it's hitting my starboard side, and it's picking up a little bit, and sometimes my autopilot can't keep up. There's my buddy. It's Ed. Okay, I'm gonna go put this up. Ooh, smack dab in the camera. Hit the camera again. Are you kidding me? How can this get so tangled up? That hasn't happened before. Okay, then sorry, little buddy, we gotta put this on you. Good boy. Good boy. Hey, hey, hey. No. Checkers. No. Wow. What's up with that? There he's got both of his sails out. Let's go grab the fishing pole. Wait. I don't care if this looks stupid. So I got the trolling motor going. I've got the autopilot on. It was way better if these guys were down. So you got all them fancy fishing boats and they don't have anything to hang on to in the front like I do. You know what I mean? Let's get left here. Oh no, how'd that happen? You son of a gun. You gotta be shitting me. Oh, fuck. Well, that's toast. put that right in the little planter. Hopefully that line all stays in here. Let's put it underneath here. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Well, that didn't work. I haven't used that pole. I think I put line on it about a year and a half ago. Never used it. That was my first cast with it. And the frickin' camera died again. Could be that I got too far away. Come on, checkers. Okay. All right, so let's check our lines here. And, ooh, over here we got a fish or a snag. Probably a frickin' snag. God damn. Yeah, that's a snag. Son of a gun. Shit. Yeah, where is my knife? God damn. Okay, so this isn't going like I thought it would. Son of a bitch. Fuck. Okay. Some reason this camera keeps shutting off all like crazy. Oh. Okay. Two lines lost. That looks like it could come right out, you know that? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is take this big ass weight off. And then we'll move this pole over. Going ass backwards. Put that out there. And then I'll take this over here. That's a piece of shit there. Wow. Okay. All right, so let's try again. Okay, and we'll put this over here like so, and we'll grab the clip, and we'll put the clip on the string, on the line, like that. Then return a little bit. We'll hit auto again. Okay. Now I'm going to take this frickin' camera off here. See if I can see why it's shutting off. Single screen preview on. Always on display is on. Let's see if there's a choice. No, just on. Ah. Okay. Screen off when recording. Can I get that to never? Let's go to never. Okay. Instead of 1 minute. Built-in mic audio, screen off when recording, never. Wireless connection, unlock screen, swipe up. Okay, naming, management, auto power off, never. Continuous last, live stream. Okay. Now I've got the picture on the smaller part of the screen because it uses less battery that way. Okay, I'm going to hand steer for a while. Connect. Okay. That's the checkers cam. Let's turn it over there. Okay. All right. We're in 23 feet of water and we're down at about 12 feet on the depth. And changing depth with this pole is way harder than the other one. What I probably should have done was turned around and went back to the snag and wound all the string in so I didn't leave it in the lake. I'll try that next time. I didn't think of it. I've never heard, but I would suspect that you want to leave the least amount of line in the water as you can whenever you get a snag. How fast are we going? Let's speed up. Where are we at? Oh, that's too much. I'm going to head for the southeast corner of the lake. That way the wind, that way I'll be able to sail back. 28 miles an hour. Nobody in chat. Oh, it's a bot. Now I get 2 or 3 of those a day, and I don't see other streamers getting it. So there must be a way to eliminate that. Moderator, I guess, would be one way. But I could use an automatic way. Okay, I'm going pretty fast now. I'm going over 1 mile an hour. So I got the snag way back there, right about at the tip of that pirate ship over there. This is where I'm going to put my fish cleaning station. I got a piece of plexiglass that's going to go up like that. And I'm going to have it hinged down here. I'm going to do that today. And then I'm going to have some way of latching it up here, and then I bring it down and set it right here, and then I clean fish and push everything off the back. You know what? If I had it hinged here, and then had it go like that, no, that won't work. All of a sudden, I'm having a little bit of trouble keeping course. Let's see. So if I hinge it here, it goes like this, which makes it flatter. But then when I go to scrape the guts off, or whatever it is I've got on there, it's going to hit the bar here. And I can't put it, because it's also something I want to stand on when I use this as a swim platform. And I also want to put the dinghy on it. So let's see. If I made it so that it didn't come down to this bar right here. Can you see that in the camera? I'm going to turn this down a hair. So what I was thinking is hinging it here and have it not touch this bar, so it's just almost touching it. And then when I pull it down, it kind of goes out like that. Because one problem is if I hinge it down here and then drop it down, the edge of my plastic's going to be right here, so everything's going to fall onto the motor when I go to scrape. I guess I could shoot it off, but if blood drips off or something, it's all going to go on the motor, which isn't the end of the world, but I got my motor all kind of... and I can't have it come down even farther. Why does that repeat over and over and over again? So let's see. I don't think that'll be that bad. For one thing, it's going to come all the way back to about here. So when I'm using this thing, I'm going to lower it anyway. So the stuff will more or less miss the motor. Probably not quite, but close. Now the other thing I could do is just put a piece of wood on when it comes down here, I put a piece of wood about right here so that it can't run off the back, and then I scrape it off the side and then it misses the motor. Haha, that might be good. Not only that, I want to have a couple of pieces of wood on this anyway so that I've got something to cut on, so I'm not cutting on the plexiglass as much when I got a hard cut to make. Then I can mount one of those little skin grabbers. So when you're filleting catfish, there's these little pliers that you can grab the skin. And if I do that, I'd be less likely to drop a fillet off the side of the boat too. So the reason that's happening is Restream, I got it as a comment in Restream. So Restream posts it, and then it goes to, I gotta get my trolling motor going the right way. Then it goes to Kick, YouTube, and Twitch. So, and it becomes a chat on each one of those. So then it comes back to Restream. It's like it's bouncing back again a second time. That's why there's a 5 or 10 second delay in it. So you basically get it repeated more times than you want, twice. Okay, I'm gonna have to get some sunglasses on here. This is getting... Oh, I got a lot of shit up here on my head. Ow. Wind's picking up. Feels good though. Let's do that one for a while. So we got the checkers cam, the Rob cam, and the head cam. Maybe I should start hand steering. I'll keep the motor. I won't turn that trolling motor anymore. So today's Thursday. You know what I need to do? I need to know. I got to bring the VW Bug in tomorrow for $1,500 worth of stuff. And I had the appointment at 1 and just for fixing a door. And then I got a total quote of $3,600, and we're going to do $1,500 worth. So at first I was just going to have them do the door. Parts are coming in today for the door. Then I called them and added half a dozen things to get to $1,500, and then of the $3,600. But then I forgot to ask him. Actually, I left him a message and I asked him if I should bring it in before 1 o'clock, like early in the morning tomorrow. But then when he called me back, I forgot to bring it up again, and he didn't answer the question. So, I'll have to contact him today and see if I need to come in earlier. I may have to put the other rudder down. We're not steering quite as good as I would like. So, it's amazing, this lake, according to Grok, there's about 5,000 boats on it, or might have been 4,000, and then I added 1,000 for trailered in boats. Because every boat landing you go to on this lake, there's 10, 20, 30 trucks and boat trailers parked there, especially on a weekend. Man, there is some beautiful houses on this lake. A lot of money in this area. A lot of people live here on Lake Conroe and work down in Houston or the Woodlands. I think Exxon moved from, originally they were down by Green something, where our first Unify office was. Green, it's on Beltway 8, about where Beltway 8 and Hardy Toll Road meet. not Greenville. It's not a very nice area, but anyway, that's where Exxon used to be. And then they moved to the Woodlands, which is a much more desirable place to live. And the Woodlands is only about 10 miles from here, maybe. I wonder what percentage of people on this lake have a cottage versus a full-time, year-round home. I gotta believe it's mostly year-round homes. I'm gonna go out a little bit because I'm gonna get a little bit too close to shore up here. I got a feeling it's just going to get hotter today. It's been 90, 95 every day for about a week and a half now. But it feels like super muggy today compared to yesterday. So I might have fixed my camera. My head camera. It's not shutting off anymore. The checker scam. Wish these things had pockets in them. Guy's moving right along that's sailing ahead over there. I mean, he's probably going 5-6 knots, I'll bet. When I get up here, when I get up close to the dam, I'll do a big right-hand corner to keep that out of my motor. And then big fish over there looking at my lure right now, I think. Little Checkers growled at me when I'm putting his life jacket on this morning. That's not good. Let's go here. Now, normally I change the depth on my trolling downrigger frequently, but it's hard on an open spinning reel. It's very, very easy to get it tangled. Bunch of fish back by my lure. Okay, I said I didn't want to change the depth, but I think I'm gonna. Oh boy, there's a snag right there waiting to happen. Wow. Okay. Now I'm at 20 feet. And 30 feet of water. Wow, I can't see that freaking thing at all. There we go. That's better. It is 9:40. So I outfitted this boat for the Great Loop, which is if you look it up on the internet, it's a 6,500, 7,000. I think I even saw one person that actually went 11,000 miles doing the Great Loops, and that's because there's all kinds of excursions that you can take, and there's different routes and different rivers. And like, for example, you can take the Erie Canal and then come out by Detroit, or you can go up through the Hudson River all the way to St. Lawrence Seaway, and then come down and take the Trent Severn Waterway and go up north of Ontario, Lake Ontario, north of Toronto, and then come out up in the Hudson Bay on Lake Huron. And then there's all kinds of Ohio River you can take, kind of going almost northeast. Then there's just all kinds of excursions. You can go to Oklahoma. I'm not quite sure how to do that. Probably on the Mississippi. Most people take the route that goes from Chicago to Mobile, Alabama, because most people do not take the Mississippi, only for a little short stretch. But they don't take it all the way to New Orleans, because that is just it's very dirty water. There's a lot of debris. There's a lot of shoals, I think, where you can hit bottom. And there's not very many marinas. And there's even one spot where you got to go about 250 miles without fuel. I'm set up to go about 240, 250. If I put 2 5 or 6 gallon tanks up on the deck. I've got 30, I'm not sure if I got 32 or 34 gallons under the seats here in aluminum tanks, which is the normal capacity for this boat is 212s. But there's an aftermarket company that makes a fuel tank that's, it was advertised as 17, but something I saw led me to believe it was only 16, but either way. I've done a lot to this boat for that trip. I put the netting up so that, because I want to take checkers with me on the trip. All of the fishing stuff here, and my ability to troll and practicing doing it here on Lake Conroe is for the trip. I mean, I won't be trolling every day, but let's say I have a day where I have a destination that I want to go to, and it's only about 20 miles away or less. For part of the way, either in the ICW or whatever I'm in, whatever river I'm in or lake or whatever, I could take it slow and troll, catch some fish. Then also, like, I'll be anchoring probably 5 nights a week, marinas 2 nights a week. And so after I anchor, I can go up on the bow and do some casting. There'll be times when I might have, most people travel about 4 days a week and stop for 3 days a week. And they visit towns and do whatever. But on my days where I'm not traveling at all, I mean, I can put the trolling motor down and pull my dagger board up and pull my rudders up, and I can go in 12 inches of water. Maybe it's 18 when I'm so fully loaded like this. It's advertised at 12. So, I'll be able to go do some near shore fishing. If I'm in a place where there's not much current and no tide, I can actually beach this boat at night, tie it up, and sleep with the bow up on the beach. Or I can turn it in reverse. A lot of people, I notice, they'll back these boats, these McGregors, into shore. I'm not sure why. We're getting fish, I think. Yep. Ooh, this could be a big one. Bigger than I've caught so far, I would say. Oh yeah, it's a nice, I don't know, it's a big sucker or something. It's a carp. No. Yeah, I think that's some kind of a carp. Okay. Now what do I want to do? I'm gonna anchor. Now I can keep going. Okay, watch out, checkers. What is that thing? Huh, I don't know what that is. Pretty good size. It's not a sucker. Whoa, how about that? Huh. So I have a fish app. That's interesting. I don't know what kind of fish that is. Okay, let's put this back over here. And let's turn the boat. Okay. And then we're going to bring this up. I don't know what kind of fish that is. Let's pull this. We'll change scenes. Okay. All right. Now, we have some kind of a fish app, I think. This could take a while. Come on, come on, come on. Okay. Fish brain. Fish verify. Oh, wow. I'm going way off course here. Identify. All right. Come on. Okay. Oh, $29 a fucking year. No. Month. Jesus Christ. Come on. Well, it's a freshwater drum. Let's go regulations. Bag limit none, minimum size none, maximum size none. Okay, so it's a freshwater drum. Good job, Rob. Okay, all right. Come on. Okay. Now, all right. We caught something good. Now, the hot dog's gone, but the bacon is still there. So, I'm going to turn the autopilot on because I am just doing a terrible job of controlling this boat. Okay, now we'll grab this guy. Hook him right here. And fish jumping right there. Okay. You're trying to get out of the sun, aren't you, Checkers? Okay, we gotta bring this camera down. Start it over again, probably. Go to my streaming group. Go to Insta360. Yeah, this guy turns off. join, connect. Oh, okay. All right, so I'm happy. I got a decent fish. What's wrong with this now? No. It's definitely getting hotter today. Where's Ed? Oh, he's over there. Come on. Fuck. Makes me hit a button on the screen, piss me off. Okay, we'll just leave it like that for a minute, and we'll go here. Okay. So I was talking about the Great Loop. So there are some sailboats that do it, but they only sail maybe 20% of the time max. You can sail Lake Champlain, you can sail the Great Lakes, you can sail Lake Okeechobee maybe. You could sail... there's some lakes that you go through when you're going from Chicago down to Mobile on the Tenn-Tom River, and there's a few backwaters and lakes that you go through. And then, but the other thing I can do, and some friends of mine that I was actually supposed to go on the loop with last year, I ended up with a motor problem and I couldn't leave. But they took their sailboat. And their sailboat was like a 36-foot sailboat with a heavy keel. I think they had almost 5 feet of draft. So there were some places they couldn't go. But the one thing they did do was when they got to Mobile and they had to take the ICW back to Houston, they ended up with wind out of the east all the way. And they made fantastic time. They did it in about 8 days, and I had it planned for 20. Now, they were at the end of their loop, and I think they were getting a little tired of it. They wanted to get home, so they were beelining it. So they were motor sailing. They had their jib sail out and running their motor at the same time. So I think he said they were getting like 8 to 10 knots, where normally his motor could only go about 5, maybe 6. So anyway, the point is, with a sailboat like this, I can motor sail a good portion of the way, or at times. So my sweet spot for fuel mileage is maybe 8 or 9 miles to the gallon at 5 miles an hour, up to probably 6 miles to the gallon at about 8 miles an hour. maybe 5 miles to the gallon. So I'm usually going to be traveling around 7 miles an hour. But if I'm going downwind and I've got a 5 mile an hour wind or a 10 mile an hour wind, let's say, I can put that jib sail out and pick up probably 2-3 miles to the gallon, or 2-3 miles an hour, depending on how I want to use that wind. So it'll be fun. It's not perfect. This boat is not the greatest sailboat in the world, and it's not the best motorboat in the world. I got a 60 horse Mercury Bigfoot, which is like a high torque. The Bigfoot means it's got the lower end of like a 90 horse Mercury. So it's got a bigger heavy duty lower end, and it gets more torque, which is just about perfect because I've got this boat heavily loaded. I'm probably right at the limit for weight in this thing, the manufacturer's limit. Now, hopefully they had designed in some 10 or 20%, 25% maybe, overkill. So maybe I'm nowhere near dangerous, but I am near the limit that they listed for this boat. It's a McGregor 26M, 2008. Anyway, I got a lot of load, and I'm going to be traveling relatively low speeds. So that Bigfoot motor is like perfect for what I'm doing. And that's why I chose it. And I chose this boat because I want that versatility. I want to be able to sail. I want to be able to fish. I want it to be able to go fast. This boat, full speed with a light load, I've had it about 19.5 miles an hour. Now, when I'm fully loaded like this, my top speed is 12 to 14. I've hit both. Probably depends on current and wind. If I have to, and actually when I was going down through the Galveston Bay on that shipping channel, and there was one point the second morning I did go to Port Arthur with this boat, and I have to cross that shipping lane, and there was just high traffic. It's always high traffic, but this was tanker after tanker, nose to tail. A little gap between them, but they have such big wakes that I wanted, when I crossed between two tankers, they were going towards port, so I don't want to go right behind the first one because the wake is too big. What's my depth here? I'm going to change course a little bit. No, I'm fine. I'm headed I'm at 22 feet and I got 32 feet of water. And I don't have a fish on. Where's my line now? I can't see this line. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's way back. Like maybe I might have a fish, or I might have unclipped. So let me reel this in a little bit. I think I unclipped for some reason. That means I might have had a strike. I want to make sure I got bait on. I do. Okay. Got to pull this in like so. Then we got to bring this back up. Might have had a strike. Okay. Now I gotta grab this guy, the clip. Now we're going to bury it in deep this time, like that, because one, I want to catch a big fish, and two, I don't want it falling off again. Okay, there we go. We're at 5 feet. We're at 10 feet. Okay, now the water depth is not as deep here. So we're at about 22, so I'm going to go about 12. And then I'm going to take the autopilot off and steer away from this. Point over here. Look at the size of those houses. Wow. Okay, nobody in chat. Ed's over there sailing up a storm. Not really. It's a figure of speech, meaning he's doing a lot of sailing. Okay, so now we talked about depth in the boat and how shallow water it can go in, and how we talked about sailing. Fishing. I'm set up now for, well, this rig here is a piece of shit. I don't even know how the heck it's supposed to work. Well, one thing, I got to put some lower nuts on there. That looks a little better, actually. Okay, so I control off of both sides now, one with a downrigger and one without. What's that noise? And then I can go up on the bow and cast. So I'm pretty set up for fishing. I don't know how to fish very well, and I don't have a whole lot of tackle. I haven't been using live bait at all, which is what is best in this lake. So fishing on the loop, this is good practice this summer. And it's almost like I'm doing a loop routine. Every morning I get up, I get rolling. It takes me about an hour, hour and a half to get ready to go. I'm not even doing everything I'd like to do in the morning. Then I'm out here for about 4 hours, maybe 5. And I troll out to a point where I can sail downwind. Then I pull my jib out about a third, half, fully out, depending on the weather, or excuse me, the wind. And then I'll sail somewhere. Either I'll sail north up the lake, or I'll sail west back home. Okay, so I gotta pull this off. This is the boss. Oh, hello. Huh? Good. I'm out having a great time. I caught a freshwater drumfish. Pretty nice. Not a huge one, but a decent one. It's a keeper. I did lose a lure, or like a hook, and some line. I got a snag, and then I have a third pole that I took from home this time, and I went to use it, and the whole reel bird caged, and so that's up in front with about 50 feet of line laying all over my deck up there. I I covered it up with some rope so it wouldn't fall in the water, and left the pole up there, and I'll fix it when I get back to the dock. Not much wind today, but I'm headed east. I'm over by the dam, and then I'm going to turn and go either west or northwest and put the sail out and troll that way. How about you? Can you get another one from somebody? Wow. You're what? Huh. Well, yeah, I always look at it as I'm going to feel a lot better working than if I don't work. Well, of course, I don't have that problem anymore, but when I did. This is hard work here, though. Tremendous amount of learning that I'm going through here. You know what I mean? Are you feeling sorry for me? Well, you should either feel sorry for me or laugh. Okay. No. Oh. You've recruited support for me. Oh, good. Oh. Yeah. Oh, well, she's got to get her car to the Volkswagen place tomorrow then. Well, right now it's set up for 12, but I'm going to call them because we're doing more on it. I might have to have it come in earlier, and then somebody can give her a ride back home. But of course, that doesn't help you, right? Or she could take you to work. Okay. Somebody can. If you ask, he'll get somebody to give you a ride home. Yeah. 1,500 roughly. Okay. Bye. Bye. Love you too. Okay. Got the green light to stay all week. Huh. What about that? Huh? What do you think, chat? Is anybody there? Oh, we lost this too. Okay, let's go to... Well, first thing we'll do is start up this camera. Get that going. And then... There, we got that fixed. That's fixed. Let's try connecting. Join. Okay. We're almost there. Now, why does this... There we go. Okay. Sun's coming out and it's getting hot. Little Checkers is hot. What depth water are we in? We're in 25 and I'm at 12. I could drop this a hair. Okay. I gotta figure out why that menu keeps coming out. Okay. Getting hot though. What time is it? 10:19 only. Hey buddy, it's getting pretty hot for you, isn't it? I made bean soup last night. It's a recipe my dad used to make. It's probably not the healthiest thing in the world, especially the way I make it, because I put a ton of bacon and salt pork in it. So I just use these white Great Northern beans and soak them for a little while and then start slow cooking them. Then I add salt pork, about a half a pound of salt pork and a half a pound, maybe half a pound of bacon. And I leave the grease right in it. So I'm going to change course a little bit here. I usually do a right-hand corner so that I don't snag my line. We're in 30 feet of water. And then I put like more sweet onion chopped than you'd ever imagine somebody would want. And then I kind of slow cook it for a while. I don't cook the onions a whole lot. But last night I made it, and because when I'm out here all day, it makes it hard to slow cook it. So then I put it in the freezer overnight, just so it doesn't spoil, and I didn't have enough room in the refrigerator to put it in there. So then I took it out early this morning, frozen, and I put it in the sink in the pan. Put the pan in the sink, because of course there's condensation all over it because it was froze solid. So now it's down there, probably thawed by now. And it's hot enough, it's damn near slow cooking. But when I stop about noon here, I'll put it on the stove, my induction heater. Give it about another hour's worth of cooking. Then I'll have, well, this afternoon I'll have a late lunch with the famous bean soup. Doggone it. So this pot here, I've built 6 of these. I bought these at a rummage sale where they were black and they got a little bit of a recess in the bottom, so it's not, the soil only comes down to about here. And then over on the back side, I drill a hole about 3 inches up. So that gives me about 1 to 2 inches of reservoir down here. Now there's soil down there, but also, you know, all of the water drains out from here up, but doesn't drain out down in the bottom. So It's kind of like a reservoir, and which gives me, you know, a little better watering of the plant. And then on the teapot spout here, that's a piece of 2-inch PVC pipe. And what I did was use a hole saw and cut a hole in the side of the pot, about 1.5 inches to 1 3/4. I don't remember exactly what size I cut it. Then I heat the plastic in the pot up with a torch, get it good and pliable, and I kind of maneuver that PVC pipe into the melted plastic. And it doesn't like bond, but it does form a really nice tight fit around that PVC pipe. And then I put some sealant, and I believe I went down with a screw this way to keep that teapot spout rigid there. Now, what I use the teapot spout for is feeding the plant. So I stuff garden waste. This is like a composter. Every day, if I have a salad, or I love jalapenos, so I put my jalapenos in there. The other day I had a zucchini squash go bad, so I put that in there, cut it off about that far, stuff it down in there. And I like putting like something relatively hard in there once in a while because it allows me to push everything back down so that the rotted food is going down into the soil. So it's got a feeding and water system. I got one up on the front, and I got another one here. Now, none of these are growing very well because they were all seeded from seeds falling off of other Malabar spinach plants last winter. So, and I have 6 of these, and the other 3 are growing fantastic. The nice green leaves, they'd be 6-8 feet long, and the ones at home, maybe longer than that even. And there we go. I didn't have my my earpiece on. Okay, so I'm gonna do my long right-hand turn now. I really should drop the line a little bit. Where am I at? Ooh, too much. I'm only 10 feet off the bottom now, and I've never been over here, so there could be, I'll be fine. So I'm going to do a long right-hand corner so that my line doesn't get caught in the motor. And then we will pull out the jib sail and sail downwind in very little wind. That frickin' menu pisses me off. And I'm going to put the camera up because then you'll be able to see the sail. There we go. Okay. Oh, look at that shit. Now what? Pissing me off. Might have to bring this up. So what the fuck is wrong with that? Jesus Christ. Action or something. Piece of fucking shit. Look at that. almost no wind. Where's Ed? Oh, he's way over there. He might have trouble getting back. He's just got that little dinky motor on his boat. Ugh. It's like one thing after another here. Look at that piece of crap. Let me double check all my connections here. Oh, there's a bad connection right there. That might have been the problem. Let's watch. Let's see. Okay, if that stops happening, then that was the problem. Looks like I might have fixed it. Okay, let's put the sail out. First thing I have to do is pull this out. This fish is going to have to go up here. Okay, we'll need this back here. Then over here, we need this. And we need this out. That's kind of a pain in the butt right there. Okay. Okay, now pull this guy out. That's got to be released. Oh boy. Maybe I shouldn't wind these lines up. Okay. I'm going to pull this out all the way today. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, we'll turn the trolling motor off. And I'll even raise it up. That's good. Home. It's not off though. There we go. Now it's off. All right. The line looks good. The stream looks good. The wind doesn't look too good. Let's see if we can put the checkers cam on. There it is. We're going 0.65. hopefully the wind picks up some. If I stay out a little longer today, probably pick up a little bit in the afternoon. So I've got my Apple phone with the drone shot from above connected to my YOLO box switcher. And then I've got my Android phone connected to the head camera, connected to the YOLO box switcher via HDMI adapters. And then I have my iPad connected the same way with an HDMI adapter to the YOLO box. And the YOLO box has 4 HDMI inputs. So the drone camera, the head camera, the live view underwater shot are 3 of the 4. And then the 4th one is the checkers cam. And right now he's got his head on my leg, which is kind of cool. Okay, I'm going to drop my other rudder because I'm not steering too good. Of course, we're not moving either. 0.46 miles an hour. Okay, so then I also have just my webcam off of my computer is my face cam, and that's a USB connection to the YOLO box. So basically I got 5 inputs, and then I've got 1 output coming out of the YOLO box, which is going over to my live view combiner transmitter. Okay, so this isn't working too good. I might have to put the trolling motor on with the sail. We have 0 wind now. So let's trim the motor back down. Let's start the prop. And we'll motor sail. Oh, low battery on the overhead camera. It's always something. And we lost. There it is. Okay, we got to bring this down. I'm going to put the autopilot on. I'm going to slow this motor down a little bit. Okay, then we'll lower this. I usually change the battery with the camera in its little slot there, but I don't think I'm going to do that. We might not stay out too long today, checkers, because there's no wind. It's hotter than normal, and we have a fish to either get it in the refrigerator or get it cleaned. There we go. What's going on with that? It seems to be locked up. It's like a picture instead of a... There we go. Okay. Now what? Now this thing's acting up. Wow. Deep water, 44 feet. I could and should lower that. I'll go down to 30. Come on, wind. Okay. What are you doing, checkers? I think I'm gonna go put that fish in the freezer. Oh, it's even hotter down here, checkers, so I don't think you want to come down here. Okay, now I haven't tried using this thing yet. Let's give this a try. Freshwater drum. Come on. Okay, buddy. How we doing? So we lost this. It's like every 2 frickin' minutes we lose something. We're good up there. We're connected. Let's go to active captain. Helm. Connect. Something's wrong. Probably gonna have to reboot the iPad. Hey, what you doing? Okay. So I got to reboot the iPad. Don't know why. I'm going to change course a little bit. Just so I stay in the deep water and stay away from that point over there. Checkers is after something here. What are you after? Better not be a fish hook down there. Okay. Okay, we're good. What are you doing, Checkers? Remember, right, the wind is supposed to pick up again about noon. It's 10:46. What you doing there, buddy? Do you want to... Sometimes he likes to lay here. Okay. There, you can go. You want to go lay there? Oh, wait. Work better if I had the clutch engaged. Ooh, here comes some breeze. What direction? Line is out, like maybe I tripped the clip again or got a fish. Now we're moving 1.3, and I've got the motor, trolling motor. I'm gonna turn it off. I had it down on a 2. Turn the iPad back on. So when the wind is up around 8 to 10 knots. On a hot day like today, it's really decent out here. Ed over there, he seems to be moving pretty fast. There you go. There you go. You like it over there, don't you? It's like a protected zone. All right, let's go to... Let's go to settings, Wi-Fi, GPS map is connected. Now we'll go to live active captain, helm. There we go. Okay, that's back. Okay. Now we're getting some breeze. Man, Ed looks like he's really flying out there. How does my line look? Where is it? Way over there. Kind of looks like it's still hooked. Going 1.2 with the trolling motor off. It's weird, I can see my line. That doesn't happen very often. I can see my line in the live scope is what I got to learn to start talking in full sentences. I mean, I don't think anybody's watching. There's nobody in chat. But in case somebody's lurking, I try to keep talking. But then I have a tendency, it's like I'm talking to myself, and I don't use complete sentences, you know, because your brain is doing the rest of the sentence. So I got to get used to that, be more descriptive. So right now you can see my line trailing out behind the weight in 25 feet of water. And that's just a little, like a 12, maybe 20 pound test line, just a regular old monofilament, and you can see it really good. And it goes up for some reason. I have a sinker on my bait. So this afternoon when I get in, I'm gonna finish my, last night I took a piece of plexiglass off the back of with my dinghy lift swim platform. And it was a thin piece of 1/8 inch, and I could walk on it because I got enough, things to support the plastic that I was able to walk on it. Now, somebody heavier than me probably couldn't. But now I'm putting on a thicker, almost a 1/4 inch piece of plexiglass that I'm going to use as this fish cleaning station. So I always try to get 2 or 3 purposes for everything I do. So this thing is a mount for my trolling motor, my other trolling motor that I don't have here. It's a dinghy lift. It's a dinghy towing device. It's a swim platform, and now it's going to be a fish cleaning station. Yes! This is a sailboat, a fishing boat, a motorboat, a liveaboard boat, lots of purposes. Not many sailboats you can beach. This one, because it's got a dagger board that I can raise and lower, I can. I can also raise and lower the rudders, and I can raise and lower the motor. Let's see, can you see checkers in this cam? Yeah, there's checkers. He's out like a light. Water's getting pretty shallow. Test audio. So on my headphone here, I'm Bluetooth to my computer, my laptop down below, and so I'm getting verbal chat in my ear, and then I've got chat down here on the iPad also, so I can see it and hear it. I've tested this before, but it's really the first day that I've been out like this where I really use the voice chat. That's going to be good. It's a little bit hot. How much room do I have? I don't have a whole lot of room here. One of the things I was thinking of getting, and this might end up being stupid, but I got this camera strapped to my head with elastic head camera mount system, head mount. And then I've got the one-eared headset, which never stays on. So I tie wrap the headset to the elastic camera mount, and now the headset stays on. So I solved that problem. I used to have a tether going around my neck like a hat, but it's always getting caught in my glasses, and it's getting caught in the frickin' motor control. So I'd rather only have one thing around my neck, and 2 is pushing it. But this seems to be working pretty good because the remote for the motor hangs down lower, and it doesn't get tangled in the glasses. So anyway, I've solved that problem of both having a strap around my neck for the headset and having it fall off. Even with that strap, it doesn't sit right on your head when you only have one earpiece. So he's cooking over there. He's beating feet. I bet he's going 3-4 miles an hour, and he's going, where's he at? He's at about a 45 to the wind. I forget what that's called. It's not a broad reach, it's 90. 45 is a close reach, I think. He's at a close reach right now, and he's moving. That little boat sails better than mine. It's got a heavy keel under it, probably a bigger rudder, and my boat does not. It's like he's close to the wind. No, he's not. He's at about a broad reach. So I can sail at a broad reach like he is, but I can't sail at a close reach at 45 degrees. I can only get to about 60. No. Yeah, 60. So I can't even get to a broad reach. Anyway, now for electronics, that's about a story that takes about a day to describe. So in the boat, I've got a oh, there's one of them big ass freaking Texas wasps. Holy man, they don't bite very often, but when they bite, it's bad. So I've got a 2200 watt EcoFlow lithium battery that also has a solar charger, so my solar panels are charging that device right now. I'd be curious as long as I'm talking about it, I'm going to go down there and see how many watts it's charging and make sure it is charging. Okay. So we're at 220 watts of charging right now. We're down to 64% battery, which is pretty low, but I am running the refrigerator and the battery charger for the, so I'm basically running the trolling motor off of that as well, because I got the battery charger going steady. So right now I'm using, 300 watts, and I'm charging 200. I'm going to unplug the refrigerator and see what that... Nah, I'm just going to leave it go. Okay, so that system works pretty good, but I think like on a normal day when I'm traveling on the loop, I'm not going to have the trolling motor battery charger going, because I won't be using the trolling motor unless I get in some kind of trouble or I decide I want to fish. So that won't be running, but the refrigerator will be running off of it. So we're at 64% right now, and we've been out here I got out here at 8:30, so we've been out here 2.5 hours. And I'm also running the Wi-Fi, which I really don't need for the Starlink. And that's a pretty heavy draw also. Oh, here comes Ed. He's tacking back over towards me. In fact, I'm going to change direction just a little bit. To there. Okay. So that powers everything when I'm not on shore power, most everything. Then I have another 140 amp hour lithium battery that I can actually charge with the motor. Like when I'm driving the motor all day long on a loop, I can switch. I've got a AGM 100 amp hour AGM for the motor, and that charges from the motor regularly. But then I also have a switch that I can switch over and have the motor charge my other lithium, my 140 amp hour lithium, at 18 amps. That's the max output of the alternator on the motor. So then that 100 amp hour AGM handles the motor, and I got something else. Oh, I also can run my refrigerator on that, except my refrigerator is not working on 12 volt, which is something I got to call the company about. It's okay now because I can use the inverter, but someday I might want to run that 12 volts on there. And then the 140 amp hour is powering all of my Garmin stuff, all of my chart plot, my 2 chart plotters, my autopilot, and my VHF radio. You want to go by? There you go. Where's my line? Okay, looks good. Hello, Ed. What was that? Oh, I came out about 8:30. What's that? No, I'm here about 4 days a week, though. I've got it set up for doing the Great Loop.
Looks like a nice boat.
Yeah. What's that? No, it's the one that goes 6,500 miles up into Canada. And I'm trolling right now. What's that? Right on the bottom, holy crap. What the fuck was that? Oh. What you doing? That looks like I got a fish on, to be honest with you. Where's my line? Way back there. That looks like I got a fish to me, but... I should probably check my bait pretty soon. It's 11:09. We're going 9.9 miles an hour. Test. Audio's good. Have not had to change the battery on this head cam yet, and I did get it to quit shutting off. What was the thing I did? Oh, the camera must think that it's recording right now, and I don't have a card in it, so it's not recording. But when I'm streaming like this to the phone, it must think that it's recording. Do you want to get over here? Is that what you're doing? What are you doing? I can't figure out what you're trying to do. Maybe you just want to sit on my lap? Is that it? Oh, I bet you the battery's going down on this headset. So the battery lasts about 3 hours only. And I can't interchange batteries. Oh, I was starting to say earlier, I had a weird idea. I was trying to figure out a way to have this camera on my head and the headset and also a hat. So I tried a hat, and of course that doesn't work because if it's a sun hat, the brim comes down over the camera. Plus the camera is higher, right about even with the top of my head. So I remembered, you got people riding motorcycles all the time. I think I'm going to change direction and pull the sail over and tack pretty soon if the wind picks up. So, you got people riding motorcycles with GoPros on their head all the time, right? And And under these circumstances, like right now, if this battery on this headset only lasts 3 hours, then it's another reason to do this idea. So I remembered I used to wear a hard hat for work, a couple different jobs where I had wear hard hats, and I know you can put ear protection on a hard hat, and I started looking at how to, and I remember on the hard hat there's like a rectangle slot that goes vertical right by your ears, and I never used ear protection, but I assumed that you would push that up in those slots. You know, the earphone would have a little rectangle thing that comes straight up, tab that would go straight up, and you stick it right in that slot from the bottom up, or maybe top down. So I was looking at hard hats, because you do have the full brim hard hat, which is really good in the sun, and then you can also put a sunshade over the back of your neck. In fact, almost all the way around your face, even not your face, but the side of your head. And then I have something more solid to mount the camera to, and it would probably feel just about like what I've got on right now, because this has a strap elastic strap that goes over the top, and then another one that goes all the way around, and then it also has, no, it doesn't have any on the side. So it's almost the same as wearing a hard hat. Now a hard hat would be slightly heavier, or quite a bit heavier, although they're not that heavy. Once you get used to wearing them, you don't even notice they're there. But then, as I was looking at the full brim hard hats, I found the one that's got a little solar panel on the top and a little fan inside. So being down here in Texas, when it's May now, and it's hot, but June, July, and August, it's just scorching. I've got the bimini and the solar panel that keeps me out of the sun for the most part. And I was looking at hard hats that were made of Kevlar and stuff, or not Kevlar, but what's the lightweight stuff? Carbon fiber. Because I would like to get one that's really light. And the solar one obviously has a battery, a solar panel, and a little fan, which adds weight, even though they say it's really light. So the next thing, now that I've proven that this headset works good, and this headset has a piece that comes over the top of my head, and it comes right down by my ear here, and the end of this over on this side can come out, and you can slip in another earpiece. This is a Reream, but I did a quick look for another earpiece, and this side the earpiece will slip out of the top part. So with this headset right here, I can go buy a second piece like this, or just buy another headset, and then hopefully this can be put right up in the helmet, and then so I could have one down there charging right now, and I've got this thing all tie wrapped up, so it'd be a bitch to switch, have one charging down there, and then when the battery goes dead on this one, switch it out, right? But I got to make sure that this headset will fit in that slot on the hard hat. So I was thinking about going to Walmart or someplace that sells hard hats and bring this thing with me and see if it'll fit in there and latch in. Now the wind's picking up a little bit. So I'm headed pretty much north right now. North. The biggest part of the lake is up north, not quite straight ahead of me, but a little bit to the port side. And then there's another big finger that goes out. This is a peninsula on my left, and there's a great big finger of water that goes up and over to 105, where there's another marina. In fact, this one's like a forked finger, so there's two different directions you can go. And then I think there's more of these fingers of water as you go north. I've never gone much further than I'm at right now. And there's 2 bridges, so I can only use about half the lake. I think I better check my bait, because all I've got is a hook and a sinker and a piece of bacon. Yeah, that's tripped, so it's off the latch. Okay, there's still bacon on it. So we can bring this up. I think I'm gonna go get a piece of hot dog though. Okay, we'll put that right there. Okay, the battery's probably dead on the camera. So let's pull that off. And we'll pull a fresh battery out. Put that in. Then we'll turn the camera back on. Okay. Like that. Okay. Up and running. That's not too bad, huh? Okay, so now I'm gonna go down below deck and get a hot dog. I'll get one for Checkers and I'll get one for the fish. Wow, big ass spider. Cheese. Big hot dog. I'll get one for you, Checkers. Are you a bot or are you real? Are you a bot or are you a real person? Okay, must be a bot. Okay, I forgot to bring a napkin. I don't want to snag that. Oh, God damn it. Jesus Christ. Just gotta be thinking all the time. Look at that thing, just keeps winding and winding and winding. Come on. There we go. I might need a little more speed. What now? Come on. Frickin' tangled. Okay, I gotta start the trolling motor. Get more speed. Otherwise, how you doing, buddy? I'm gonna have a hard time getting this line out. Gotta put a bigger sinker on this thing. Okay. What's wrong with this thing now? Oh, fuck. Gotta be shitting me. There we go. Okay, now okay. Okay. We're in 25 feet, so we'll go down to about 15. Okay, then we'll hook this up. All right, we're back in business. Anybody in chat? Nope. Coffee's still warm. It's 11:30. Okay, now we can turn this trolling motor off. Bring it up a little bit. Okay. I should have a little dish of water for you out here. I'm going to take your dish from home next time. It's a much better water dish. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, we're going 1.1 with no trolling motor. Nobody in chat. So I heard something in this earpiece that sounded like the earpiece talking to me. And that's why I thought the battery was going dead on it. But it hasn't. I can still hear chat. Camera. Freaking camera again. Okay, so maybe I have to reset that thing every time I change the battery. Single screen is set. Always on display is set. Now, unlock screen, swipe up. That's correct. There's one that's grayed out here. I don't know what that is. Auto power off, never. Okay. Continuous live stream. That's not it. Bluetooth remote, storage, language, date, factory reset, device info, compliance info. Okay, so now I'm not even seeing. Continue. Horizontal. Power off, never. Unlock screen, wireless communication, timer shooting, built-in mic, screen off when recording, never. Always on display. So, I do not see a reason why that camera just shut off or lost connection. Depth is good. Okay, we're back on. Don't know why we were off though. So I don't know what angle this camera should be at. That's probably pretty good. So we're going 0.95. I got the jib all the way out. Probably only about 4 knots of wind though, if that. Let's go to a different view for a while. Okay, I want to go a 3-banger. I want to go this one, this one, this one. That ain't it. That's it. Okay. How's the line look? The line looks good. Speed is good, 0.9. Sun is behind the clouds. Wind picked up a little bit. It's all good. Stream is working. Nobody in chat, though. I mean, that's the only problem. Nobody's in chat. Where are we at, anyway? We're quite a ways from home. But we'll just keep going on this tack for a while. We're turned all the way to port, to starboard. So I'm getting this down pretty good now. So might be time to start doing some streaming to Facebook or LinkedIn. I've got 1,500 followers on Facebook and about 1,800, I think, on LinkedIn. So I think what I was thinking about on LinkedIn, I haven't streamed there and I don't know how yet, so I gotta figure that out, but I would have some catchy phrase like, something like, watch me work while you take a break, or you take a break and watch me work. And then, because lots of people on LinkedIn will be working. Of course, I'm 69 years old, so a lot of people that I know on LinkedIn are probably retired by now. I wonder what percentage. I'll bet you of the people I know on LinkedIn, it's possible that 50% are retired. It's kind of interesting, you know. I think back, and it's like, it just seems like yesterday that I would say I was a bit of an overachiever, especially I had no education until I didn't go to college till I was in my 50s. You know, so I didn't have a whole lot going for me. I'm not even the sharpest pencil in the drawer. The only thing I had going for me was really strong work ethic, like the best. Like if there's a group of 10 people, it's very odd that I'm not the guy working the hardest. So that was really I've had some success at work. I overachieved, I believe, because most of my career I was a manager, director, or even general manager for a while. I would say I overachieved, and it was mostly because of work ethic. But here's my point. It just seems like most of the time I seemed to be the youngest. Like, when I first got into management, I was in my 20s. I was running a factory with over 200 employees when I was about 28 or 29. So it's like I was... most people around me, my peers at the same level I was at, were older than me. Like, when I became manager of that factory, when I was 28 or 29, I had about 8 or 10, maybe even 12 at times, supervisors working for me of all different departments in the factory. And I was the youngest by far. The next closest guy to me was Bill Kelly, and Bill was at least 2 years older than me, but he most likely he was 4. I believe he was 4 years older than me. So he was in his early 30s, and he was an up-and-comer too. But most of the supervisors, there was a big harness figure crane factory that closed down about 50 miles from where I was. And we hired a whole bunch of their supervisors, and most of them were in their 40s, 50s, 60s. So here I am running this factory, and my direct reports, and only one was even close to my age, and the rest were all probably a minimum of 10 years older than me. So, and then I got into, well, before that I was in field service, so I was traveling all over the country when I was in my early 20s. I started doing that when I was about probably 20 years old. I started at this company when I was 17. By the time I was 20, 3 years later, I was working, assembling all of our equipment, and shortly after that I became an electronics technician. But anyway, I started traveling to shipyards all around the country and installing our equipment, troubleshooting it, helping with whatever the customer needed. Most of the time it was during installation, so a lot of it was startup. And this is big, heavy equipment. This is big cranes, elevators, big anchor windlass winches to raise and lower anchors on tankers and Navy ships. If it was a material handling piece of equipment, we built it. So it was a really, but again, my point is that here I am out traveling doing field service work, and I'm in my early 20s, so most everybody I'm working with is going to be older than me. And then later on, I got into sales, and I spent a lot of time in Washington, D.C., and hanging out with the people within the industry. That was probably when I was in my 40s and 50s. But even then, especially in the defense industry, there's just a lot of old timers, because a lot of people come out of the service after 20 years and go into defense industry, right? So, so even then, even when I was in my 40s, there's a ton of people. I mean, they don't even start in the industry until they're 40. They retire after 20 years in the service, and then they go to work in industry. So, you know, the new people, a lot of them were older than me. So that's why I can sit here and say that I'll bet you of the 1,800 or so people I have on LinkedIn, I'll bet you 50% at least are retired or dead. In fact, of the 1,800, I'll bet you 10%, 20% are dead. I'm 69. Most people live into their 80s. So I would say a fairly high percentage have kicked the bucket. Pretty soon, I think, in fact, it's 11:43. I'm just enjoying this so much that I don't feel like turning around and going back. But I probably should. Okay, so where's my line? It's way over there. So I can probably pull that sail in. The wind will keep me moving, and then I can start the motor. Checkers is sleeping on my foot, though, and I hate to wake him up like that when he's content. Okay, we'll head back home. We'll pull the sail in. Gonna unhook this. We'll bring this up here. In fact, just so we're ready, I'm gonna put this through so I don't have to do it after the sail is down. pull that through there. And then, oh, forgot to unhook that. Oh, jeez, I gotta get used to it. I need a hard hat. That is so slick. We'll go around here a couple times, and then we'll latch that, and then we'll latch that, and then we'll put this through here. And we'll latch that. Okay, now, did I have the head cam going or not? Where's my line? Way over there. So that means I can start. And why am I only 15 feet down? We'll go to 25. Okay. Okay, so I did not have the head cam on, so you couldn't see me doing the sail. That's unfortunate. Okay. When I change that line, I'm going to put the orange line on because it makes it really hard to see where my line is. Okay. We're in 45 feet of water and my hook is down 25. It could be lower, should be lower, but not with this reel. It's too hard to deal with. Okay, we're going 1.5, that's good. Anybody in chat? Nope. Guys are missing out, man. Starting to get better at this. You should have been watching before because you would have laughed. Because I'm gone from shit show to poor. Let's say I've gone from shit show to poor at this streaming. But the shit show would have been funny for you. Now it just looks bad. Now it just sucks. You missed the shit show. This guy's moving along and he's not far from going upwind. He's probably a close haul. Yeah, close haul. So this is into the wind. This is a close haul. This is a broad reach. This is a close broad reach. Got to get my little cheat sheet out. I'm forgetting my sailing terms. I took the test. I took the test. I got 100% on it. In fact, all 4 of us students in one class got 100%, And they said it was the first time that's ever happened. There was one super brainiac guy. There was me with the work ethic where I studied every night. Studied, and I ended up getting 100. And then there was a kind of a really cute younger girl, maybe 30-ish, late 20s. Now, she was cute enough, they might have given her that 100%. But probably not. She was smart. She was trying hard. She had a boyfriend that would take her out sailing, and he used to get on her case. So she was motivated. So I'm just going to say she achieved 100% through work ethic, not a gift. And then there was another guy that was in practice when we were out sailing. The instructor would get like really pissed at him, and he had it coming, but I think the instructor didn't like him very much also. So it was a little bit uncomfortable because that guy would get his ass busted by that instructor, like for the littlest things, and he would get mad. It was uncomfortable to be around. So we're up to 30 feet of water and 24 feet of line out. Checkers is behind me, which he does once in a while, and I just want him to be comfortable, you know? It's not very comfortable for me, though.